Hello, my beautiful friend. I am so glad that you are here, and I thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my message today because I have a special message for you because there is something that has been on my heart, in my mind, and I want to send this message out to you today to help you with your growth, with your expansion, with everything in your life because I believe that I am here to help you become the best, greatest, grandest version of yourself. So I want to first off thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for just being here and being in my world. I appreciate that so much. That warms my heart so much. And then the next part of this is I really want to offer you today some hope, offer you some love, offer you gratitude, and maybe something that I say today will help really spark something inside of you to start bringing out that next grandest layer of yourself. So, the one thing, well, let me start this way first. I was like, how do I want to start this? Because I want it to be so impactful for you. And I feel like sharing my story is an impactful way. I don't share my story because I'm like, oh, look at Gina. No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It has everything to do with you seeing that I am in this game with you and I am here to grow and I am here to expand. And it doesn't always feel comfortable, but I'm here for it all. So, this is a message that I want to share with you today. So, I am seeing so many women in this place of fear, and not just women, men as well, in this place of fear, afraid to move, afraid to do anything. They have these big hopes and dreams, and they're scared. They're scared and they don't know what to do. And I have been on this journey for a while now, and I am still growing with leaps and bounds. And I love every moment of it. It's uncomfortable at times, but I want to talk to you today about what I have learned about fear. Okay, so fear in itself to me is an interesting thing, and I am in this place right now with so much expansion, so much growth going on, and I know that I am here to I am creating that next best version of myself right now as we speak, and it has been uncomfortable. Let me just tell you, very uncomfortable. And I used to use this word, oh my gosh, I'm just in fear. Okay, so I used to use the terminology, I'm so scared, my ego's scared, she needs all these healing. And I have realized with this growth that there is something different here and a different way of looking at this. So I have been in a place where I am expanding and I'm growing in lots of areas in my life. I have invested in myself this year to grow and to expand and to really step out of this other version of me that has been afraid, that has been too afraid to step forward because I was so afraid that it wouldn't work or that something was going to happen and I was going to be in trouble again. This is a big one that came up for me, that I would do these things and be in trouble again, like and I realized I had some work to do on myself because here's the truth. Every time we step into that next level, there's more levels of growth that has to happen. There's more layers of healing that has to happen in order for us to step into that part of us. And then we have to go to work on the mindset part. It's not just about healing, it's not just about mindset. Anybody that tells you that it's just one or the other, I call BS because it is both of them. This is a spiritual growth, this is stepping into a new identity, and then it's creating that mindset or that um, framework around it so that we really step into that next greatest, grandest version of ourselves. You cannot step in the next greatest, grandest version of yourself by staying where you are and staying comfortable. It doesn't work that way. So I am seeing so many women right now come into my container who really want to either start businesses or grow their business or get to that next level. I'm seeing women who just want to get to their next healing level, which is all of it is fabulous. It all happens the same way. But the thing that I'm seeing is that people want to get there. They wish they can get there. They hope that they can get there, but they're unwilling to do the work that it takes to get there. So you've heard me talk about the work for all these years now. There's all of this identity work, this healing work that goes on underneath. And if we don't do that work, we're not going to get to the next level because you will not embody that next level for yourself. It will be a hope, a prayer, a maybe, hope it works out for me kind of thing. And it's really interesting because all this work that I've been doing on myself, I realized that what happened is I went into business with a hope. I hoped that it would work. And I made decisions around hoping that it would work. And I showed up as myself, hoping that it would work, not really trusting in my wisdom, not really trusting in my intuition, not really trusting in my feelings and my hopes. And I let this hope dictate everything in my life, basically. And I would go to make decisions and I would make it, well, I don't know if we should do that or not because I don't know if it's going to work. We're hoping that it works. And hope isn't enough. Hope isn't enough in anything that we want to do in life. This has been my smack in the face for myself this last year and a half is that hope isn't enough. I had the false fascination that if I went into business and I was doing, this amazing work and I was out there to share my message with the world that I could kind of, to me now looking back at it, I was like half-assing it. Like, and I don't mean that I haven't showed up every day because God knows I have. Like, God knows I have showed up every day, but I was kind of half-assing it because I wasn't all in with my identity, with my knowing, with my, I can do this and it's happening. There is no hope in this shit. It is done. It is done. See what a different energy that is from I hope that it happens to no, this shit is done. Like it is done. And this is how I want you to start showing up in your life. So the reason I'm telling you all this is because it's time for you to go all in on yourself. I see so many people who do not go all in on themselves and they don't think that they are successful. They don't think that they want to do all these things, but they're too afraid to try it. And I've seen this in myself. This is the reason that I'm talking about this today is because I've seen this part in myself. And even though I was doing all this healing work and working on myself, this was another layer that has had to really peel back itself. And it has been very uncomfortable. Let me just tell you. And, last year I went through, if you've been following me this whole time, which I'm assuming that you have, I went through this thing with my knee a year and a half ago. I was in almost 2 years now. In November, it'll be 2 years. It was right before Thanksgiving. I got in a biking accident and my business came to a complete halt through all of that. It was the scariest, weirdest, crazy ass thing. I didn't see it coming. I didn't even realize what was really going on. I looking back, it was my belief system that said if I wasn't front and center all the time, if I wasn't doing all the things, that this is what would happen. And I did. That's what I manifested in my life. That's what I literally came to a screeching halt, not a nothing. It was the craziest thing. And I had to take a really good look at myself. I had to take a really good look at my business. I had to take a really good look at my belief systems. And it has been one of the most uncomfortable things I can tell you that I have done in a while. It's been an eye-opening experience for me. But had that not happened, I would not be sitting here today talking to you about this because as uncomfortable as it has been, I have learned so much about myself. I have learned so much about the universe. I have had to pull apart my belief systems, the things that I decide what I wanted. What do you want? What do you desire? A hope isn't enough. What are you asking the universe to do? Because I had created the business exactly as I thought that I wanted, not realizing that that's not really what I wanted. That's not really what I wanted it to look like. And so I have been able to take myself apart, pull myself apart. I have had to trust in the universe and God like I have never trusted before and really learn to step forward in a different way. And I even realized this morning I was still kind of hum-hawing around and I had to make a decision. I've got a decision to make and it needs to be made fast and I need to do it and just go for it and trust in my ability to make these decisions, trusting in knowing that it's going to work out exactly as I want. And this is what I want to talk to you today. I want you to go all in. It's time for you to go all in on yourself. What have you been wanting to do? What are you not doing? What are you setting on the sidelines because you're too afraid you won't have the money to do it, or you don't have the money to do it, or you can't show up that way, or maybe people will judge you? What is it for you? What are you setting on the sidelines for and not doing out of fear? Because here's what I have learned: fear is not real. We think it is. We think it's the thing that's like holding us back, and I'm just too afraid to do it. Bullshit. It is the excuse that you're using to not do the things that you want to do because you don't want to be uncomfortable. None of us want to be uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. But the other day, I was sitting in a class and they were talking about what fear really is. Have you ever really truly felt terrified? Now, I have. I can look back and I have felt terrified, not about the day-to-day things in my life. It was about other situations. I remember when my husband and I were first married and we rolled our four-wheeler all these years ago. That was terrifying to me. I came home the day I wrecked on my bike. I was scared. I didn't see it happening. It happened. It took me a long time to get back on my bike. Okay. Those are real fears. That was real fear to me. I've had to work through that. And guess what? I've done it. I've been riding my bike all summer this year. Last summer, I didn't ride it as much because I had had surgery and I couldn't bend my knee far enough to ride my bike. But this year, I have gotten back on. I decided that the fear was not going to keep me from doing what I loved. Now I wear my helmet this year. I didn't have a helmet on when I wrecked on my bike. I'm very grateful because that could have been a big deal. That could have been a really big deal. But so I now wear a helmet. I don't like it, but I do it. Um, so we learn all of these things. That is fear. What you're feeling in your life is uncomfortable. And those are two different things. We're uncomfortable because we're challenging our belief systems. We're challenging what's going on in our mind. We're challenging whether things are really true or not for us. And I know for me in my own life, I'm looking around feeling like I'm living in the twilight zone because I realized all these things that I have believed about myself, about what I believed I was capable of doing, what I believed that I could do inside of my business, what my business was possible, what was possible for me, is all bullshit. And I realized that I allowed myself to play small to stay comfortable. And I want to ask you today, where are you playing small at? Where are you playing small and not trusting in yourself? Where are you not showing up fully? Where are you not allowing yourself to take that chance? Maybe you have a business idea and you're unwilling to do it. Maybe there's something that you've always wanted to do, but you're too afraid to go do it. Maybe, what is it for you? Because there's a lot of different things in this area. And are you willing to do what it takes to go where you want to go and to do what you want to do? Because that is the attitude that you have to go into these things with. To me, we are here to serve. We're here to create a life that we want, that we desire. I have so many people tell me, well, it must not be God's will because it hasn't happened yet. Bullshit. That isn't true either. You get tired of me saying that. That's not true because we have free will here. We get to decide how we show up. I believe that we came here to this world and we said, I want to learn this, this, and this. I'm going to do this. But there are no parameters in it. There's no set like it's going to happen this way and you're going to do it this way. And sitting around waiting for it to happen is not going to get you where you want to go. This is where our intuition comes in. This is where we go, you know what? I would really love to serve people by doing whatever it is. How can I make this happen? How can this show up for me? And how can I make it the most successful version of myself? Because it's not enough to just say, I want to go all in and I want to be successful. What the hell does that mean? How are you defining success? What does that mean to you? How can I go in and make this the most successful thing ever in a short period of time? Because we're not talking, I was listening to a lady this morning. She's like giving herself 10 years to grow her business. And I was like, yeah, bullshit. I don't buy into all of that. We are quantum leaping. To me, if I know anything about energy, we can step into this business world, quantum leap it in a short period of time and allow the things to come to us the way that we want. We've been taught in this freaking world of fear that it takes a long time to grow businesses and that you got to do all these. And I bought into all of that. I bought into all of that. You got to go into debt to have a business. You got to do all these things. It is not true. It doesn't, because if you look around, start following people who are doing what you want them to do, what you want to do. None of that has to be true. It doesn't have to be your truth. You decide how it's going to go. You decide with your energy what that's going to look like for you. It's so interesting to me that this is why I look around at my world and go, I'm living in a twilight zone, because I have realized multiple times in my life that everything that I thought and believed was not true for me. Everything that I had been taught growing up, I have pulled it apart. I've kept the parts that worked. Most of it didn't, because I was raised in fear-based homes, scared of everything. You know, we might fail. If you try that, you're going to fail. You try that, you're going to screw it up. You know, it might go right, it might go bad. Something's wrong. You know, I realized that I was raised in all of that. And then I went into my adult life with all of that energy, and I have lived that energy. And I have decided I don't want that part of my life anymore. I don't want any of that part of my life anymore. I want to be able to show up and serve, knowing that I am 100% fully supported by the universe, by God, and that the decisions and the things that I make are perfect for me, and I will have everything that I need as I step into that place of safety for myself, creating that place of safety for myself, knowing that what I put out into the world is what's going to come back to me. So, what I envision for myself, that's what's coming back for me. How I envision my business, that's what's happening. That's how it's happening, or something better. Because to me, we have to create this safe place for ourselves. We have to bring in the confidence and the knowing that what I want, I get. And I have to create that from a safe place. It was interesting because I use this in smaller versions. So I love teaching my VIP students today. They were all talking about, we have class tonight, and they were like, oh my gosh, this client called and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what do you want? Do you want to show up for class? Then make it happen. Put it out there that you're going to be at class. You start planning on being at class and watch the rest of this work itself out. And sure enough, that's how it went. There were a couple of people. There's one right now that's still kind of hanging out there, but I know she's going to be in class tonight, because this is what I know. When we decide what we're going to do and decide how it's going to happen, the how part of it, how it's going to work out, doesn't matter. But when we can see it, we can feel it, we know it, that's what you will create for yourself in your life. I've had so many opportunities to watch this happen in my life, some smaller, some bigger. And I'm telling you, you're here to create your life. You've got to learn how to use your energy to create that life that you want and step into it knowing that it's already done. There's so many ways that we can do this, and I want to help you get there. With all the growth that has happened for my life over the last year and a half, it has changed my trajectory a little bit in my business and my life a lot. I'm not going to say a little bit, but it's also changed the way that I see the world. And it has changed the way in a good way on how I view the healing world, how I view energy, and how we need to be showing up in our life. So I want to invite you to come and join me in my new 5-week program, all about creating success. It doesn't matter whether you have a business or not. It doesn't matter. I want to help you step into your most confident version of yourself and start creating that success that you want for you in your life. Because this, to me, is the basis of everything that we should be teaching here on planet Earth. We should be teaching kids this shit in school. Like, literally, we should be teaching our kids from a young age how to use their energy to create the life that they desire. Instead of sitting back and saying that life is happening to me, I want you to start saying, no, life is happening for me. And I am out here. I am the one on the tarmac telling them how it's going to go, what I desire, and watching the universe deliver it to me. God, universe, whatever you want to use in there. To me, this is what we're here for. This is what we are here to learn from and to grow with. And when you can step out of the fear and let the fear go. Let the uncomfortableness go and start trusting in the universe and start directing your thoughts and your actions and your feelings in the way that you want it to go. This is when everything is going to change for you. So I would love to have you come and join me. If it's calling out to you, you will know it. If it's not, that's great too. I hope you enjoyed this message from me today because I am here to support in such a big way. And every time I take these massive leaps and these massive actions in my life, I want to share that with you because I know that there is someone out there who's going to go, holy shit, yes, this is me and this is what I need to do. And I want you to trust in that. And I want you to go for it. I want you to listen to your intuition. And then I don't want you to set on it and go, oh my gosh, well, I got to think about it. Nope. That is your fear talking. That is that don't want to be uncomfortable talking. So if you can let that go and go, no, you know what? You're right. There's something here for me. There's something here for me that I need to learn from and grow from. And I'm going to trust it and I'm going to go for it. I want you to step into that place because that is the first step to really start to create our life. And then trusting in knowing that if this is what you're supposed to do, all the resources, everything will come together so that you can do it. And I believe that in all my heart. I've just watched that happen this week for myself. I put all my trust out there and said, hey, look, this is what I want to do. This is what we're doing. We're going for it. Make it happen. And guess what? It happened. So I'm telling you, this shit works. Let's start using your energy. I want to help you get through this uncomfortableness and learn how to really create your life. So come and join me inside of this 5-week program. Come and set yourself up for success. And no matter what you decide, I love you. I'm sending my love out to you. So much love for you. So much gratitude in my heart to have you here. Thank you for listening to me. Whether it resonated with you or not, it must have because you're still here listening to me. So I love you. I'm grateful for you. May your life forever be changed because of this day. So much love, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.